Good evening, everyone. Welcome. We are live. It's Thursday, it's 8 p.m., and we are live. Thank you for being here and thank you for doing this with me. Thursday, 8 p.m., every Thursday, really. 8 p.m., we're here together, we're doing this, and I'm mighty grateful for your presence. I do not take it for granted at all. Thank you so much for being here. Every Thursday is 8 p.m. and you're here, and it's just an absolute honor and privilege to always have you here with me on the weekly live webinar, the Advanced Lounge weekly live webinars. Thank you so much for being here. Well, if you can see me and you can hear me, please leave a comment in the comment section. Let me know that you were here, that you can see me, and that you can hear me. You guys know how we do this every Thursday, 8 p.m. We're here, we're live, we're doing this together. Thank you so much for being here. If you can see me and you can hear me, let me see a comment in the comment section. Let me know that you are there, that you can see me, and that you can hear me. I always come up with a big smile on my face. I'm always glad. I'm always truly glad, honored, and privileged to be hosting every Thursday, every week, really, the Advanced Lounge Weekly Live Webinars. Thank you again for being here. I've looked forward to this edition all week long, and finally we are here. Well, the Advanced Lounge Weekly Live Webinars are brought to you by the Advanced Lounge. The Advanced Lounge is a community we're having for people who are learning and growing and becoming more valuable versions of themselves. We understand that the change that we want to see, we all have dreams, goals, plans, aspirations. We all want to go places, do things, and we understand that for us to be able to have those outcomes that we desire, to be able to see and experience the change that we desire, we understand that we must go through a process of change, of transformation, of growth. And so the Advanced Lounge weekly live webinars are brought to you really to help us to have very structured and strategic input for our growth, our transformation. The Advanced Lounge, as I said, is a haven for people who are learning and growing. And in the Advanced Lounge, everything is about you. The focus is on you. In the Advanced Lounge, the focus is on you. Yes, I know that we have been taught that, people or systems are responsible for our growth, are responsible for the outcomes that we want. But in the Advanced Lounge, we are flipping that script, and we are putting the focus on you. That when you indeed are able to go through your process of growth, of change, of transformation, that you are able to begin to enter into realms and enter into outcomes that you desire. That you don't have to wait for somebody somewhere to pull a string for something to happen. No, that you can sit down, you can do the work, you can decide and do the work and begin to practically see yourself walk in the outcomes of your dreams. And so in the Advanced Lounge, every class, every webinar, every resource, every engagement, everything that we do is to the effect that you are being equipped to enter into higher and better and more valuable versions of yourself. And the reality is that it is true, it is possible. The possibilities that are open to you, you have not yet imagined them. The possibilities that are open to you, the heights, the realms, the territories that are available to you, you have not yet begun to even conceive them in your mind. And so in the Advanced Lounge, everything that we do is to equip you to enter, to become a more tangibly begin to see yourself a higher and a better and a more valuable version of yourself. And that's why I always say that this version of you, the one that is looking at me now, this is the least version of yourself. There is more. Where you are now is the least you can ever be. There is more. And the thing that you have in your hand now, it is the least that you can have. There is more. But guess what? There is work to be done, and you have to be ready to do the work. And so the Advanced Lounge exists to partner with you for you to become the best version ever, to continue to evolve into that best version of yourself. I'm just talking about it, and I'm already truly excited. And the weekly live webinars are just one expression of the Advanced Lounge. We have different programs, different courses, different engagement, different tools and resources, and everything is to be able to help you, to partner with you on your journey of growth and of transformation. And every week we are doing this, and it's our way of providing real structure, strategic structure to the growth. So your growth is not haphazard, so that you are growing precept by precept. Line there, structure is one of the very important things that you must have on your journey of growth and transformation. And so that you're not just all over the place doing different things. And so the weekly live webinars are coming every week to ensure that you have that structured growth and structured program to your growth and your transformation. And every week we're unpacking wonderful topics. So there are some things that your mind will not just, you won't just sit and your mind will just start thinking about it. But when you come to the weekly live webinars, we will force your mind to be able to confront certain truths. And it is that when you are able to face this truth, then you are able to, okay, how do we begin to navigate? How do we begin to go? How do we go beyond this? And so this is what the weekly live webinar, we unpack topics that will help you, so that your mind will begin to work with you, so that you are able to, the things that you have never considered before, you have the opportunity to consider them, not just to know about them, but to be able to be equipped to be able to move beyond the point where you are. And this evening I'm so excited. We're talking about the ostrich effect. We're talking about the ostrich effect. Yes, there's an ostrich effect. And really, we're looking at how a person can ignore reality, but you cannot escape the consequences. This is a call, a call to reality. This is what this class is about this evening. This evening is a call to reality. We're looking at the ostrich effect. You know the ostrich, right? Yes, we'll go into that. So we're looking at the ostrich effect. You can ignore reality. And many of us, consciously or unconsciously, we find ourselves in the place where we are practically ignoring. We are practically ignoring what is staring at us right in the face. But the reality is that the truth is that you can ignore reality. You can choose to bury your head in the sand. But guess what? It doesn't serve you, because you cannot escape the consequences. That is a natural order. You can choose to say, oh, this thing, you can close your eyes and your ears and say, oh, this does not exist. But the reality is that the consequences will come. And guess what? Nobody can escape the consequences. Welcome. My name is Tracy Akwera. I'm a personal success coach, and I'm the founder and the anchor of the Advanced Lounge community. My job is very interesting, and I love my job. My job is to show you the possibilities that exist for you. Remember when I said that your mind has not yet conceived the things, that the wonderful things, the great things that you are capable of. My job is to show you the possibilities that exist for you, the heights that exist for you, the territories that are open for you to take, the realms that are available for you to reach, the heights. My job is to show you the possibilities that exist for you, but not just to paint a picture of wonderful fantasy. No, beyond just understanding the possibilities, my job then is to help you, to hold your hand as you begin to walk and close that gap between where you are now and where you should be, because there is a gap. There's a gap between where you are now, and where you are now is valid. You have to own it. That is one of the things that you must do. You must own it. You must understand that this is where I am. But you know in your heart of hearts that you are going somewhere. So there is a gap. There is a gap between where you are now and where you know that you should be. And guess what? That gap is very overwhelming. That gap is a gap where people do trial and error. That gap is a gap where people do fail and try again. But then it's a gap where we can hold your hand and we can work purposefully and begin to close that gap and begin to move you strategically and with structure from where you are now to where you know that you should be. And of course, I'm your regular host for the Advanced Lounge weekly live webinars every Thursday, 8 p.m. We are doing it. So tonight we're looking at the ostrich effect. So I started to say something, and the reality is that many of us are not suffering, or we are not trapped or caught up in where we are because we don't know what to do. And I've heard this several times. Many people are like, oh, but we've heard these things before. I was in a class sometime. I think that was last year. And our facilitator, he was so energetic, he was so passionate in passing the message. Really, he held us spellbound. Everybody could feel like I need to get up from here and I need to do something. And when he was done with the class and everybody was asked to give some comments, I was like, is it that this thing that this facilitator is saying, we don't know it? We know it, oh, we know it. But the reality is that many of us know a lot about something, but the problem is that we refuse to take action. We know that we should do something differently. We know that we should learn more. We know that we should change. We know that we should start. We know that we know that we should engage better. We know that there is something that we should be doing. If I ask you now, do you know that there is something that you should be doing differently that will give you different outcomes? You are most likely to say, yes, I know that there is something. Even if you don't know all that there is, you would know that there is something that you should be doing differently. You would know that there is something that you should be doing differently that will give you different and better outcomes. But the real question is, why are you not doing it? Please let me ask yourself in the comment section. Say, why is it that I'm not doing what I know I should do? It's a real concern. It's a real concern. So what do we do? Many times, many of us, instead, we are postponing what we know we should do. We are even avoiding. We'll do anything to distract ourselves. And somehow, we are just hoping that somehow the consequences of our actions or inactions, somehow we are just hoping that the consequences never arrive. Unfortunately, life doesn't work that way. Whatever you ignore doesn't get solved, and what doesn't get solved doesn't go away. Avoiding reality will never change it. And like the ostrich, the ostrich is that big bird, and many times the ostrich is hiding, and guess what? The ostrich is so big, but when he wants to hide it, to go and hide it small head. The ostrich is very big bird, but it has a very small head. And then the ostrich just go and hide its head in the sand. And he's thinking that, because he's hiding his head. But he forgets that the whole body, his big body, is exposed. And that is what many of us are doing. We are burying our head in the sand. And you're burying your head in the sand. You're pretending as if the reality doesn't exist. You're pretending as if, everything is perfect. Doesn't make that reality go away. So tonight, as usual, we're not here to tear you down. We are here for us to really begin to confront the things that you know that you have been avoiding. Ronke said procrastination. No, you got it right. The ostrich effect. So we are the things that we know that we should do, we are avoiding doing them, because what you don't confront today will eventually confront you tomorrow. Are you ready? Please let me write in the comment section. Are you ready for this class? We are here to confront, but be rest assured that you are going to go away from this few minutes class. You are going to go away thinking, and that is exactly where I want you to be. I want you to be in a place where your thinking cap is up, because I have engaged so many people, and one sad reality is that many of us are not thinking. Many of us are just comfortable. Let's just take each day as it comes. You are not thinking. But today I'm here to make sure that you are thinking. I'm here so that you can put your thinking cap up, because the reality that you don't face today, you will have to. It will eventually confront you tomorrow, and you will not like that. So the easier thing for us to do is to pull our head right out of the sand and be able to confront, what is it that is staring me in the face? What can I do? How do I navigate forward? The ostrich effect. Are you ready? You can choose to ignore reality. And remember, God has given us this beautiful thing called free will and choice. You have the choice. You have the free will to do whatever you want. I remember one time my husband was talking to our children, and that illustration just stuck in my head. You can throw a stone up. When you are throwing a stone up, you determine you will throw it the way you want it to go up. But guess what? When that stone is coming back down, you don't determine the direction that the stone will come down, the direction that the stone will come down. So we can choose to ignore reality. We can choose to pretend like the things confronting us are not there. You can choose to, but the truth is that you cannot escape. The consequences are coming, and you cannot escape it. As I said, when the ostrich, I think that ostrich thing about burying their heads in the sand, we can even say that is it true or whether it's not true. But the metaphor is what I want us to pay attention to, because many of us are doing exactly that with our lives. And I need you to stop and think about that for a moment. Many of us are actually playing, we're gambling. And it's not that you are gambling with something, you are gambling with your life. Because when you literally bury your head in the sand, you want to pretend like the realities around you are not really there. That is exactly what you're doing with your life. Because and the thing is that the consequences of our actions or our inactions, our decisions or our indecisions, the consequences are coming. And then what happens then? So when I want you to think about the ostrich effect, the first thing I want you to think in your head is that the ostrich burying its head in the sand, and whether it's true or not, is that's not the subject for our conversation. That is just a topic. Whether it is true that the ostrich buried its head in the sand or not, that is not what we are here to discuss. The reality is that it is a metaphor. It is a representation of something, of avoidance. Many of us, we are avoiding. We are avoiding. We rather close our eyes. But even if you close your eyes or you open your eyes, it doesn't change what is happening around you. It doesn't change the reality. Any day that you choose to open those eyes again, guess what? That reality will be right there staring you in the face. So, what is avoidance? The deliberate refusal to confront a reality, a decision, a responsibility, or an opportunity. So, ask yourself, what am I avoiding? Ask yourself, what am I avoiding? And we're getting somewhere. But I want you to begin to, and that's why I say that this class is about you confronting certain truths and you putting your thinking cap on. What are you avoiding? What are you deliberately refusing to confront? What reality are you deliberately refusing to confront? What decision do you know? You know that you should do this thing now. What responsibility do you know? Like, you don't need somebody else to come and tell you. You know that you should do something about this matter now. And somehow you say, oh, tomorrow I will do it. Oh God, as I'm talking, God is bringing something to my mind, reminding me of something. And I'm sure that you are being reminded of something too. God is reminding me of something that I've been avoiding. Hey, Holy Spirit. What is that thing that you have been avoiding? What is that thing that you have been deliberately refusing to confront? Today is the day. Your attention is being called to, because it is time for you to stand and make a decision. Your attention is being called because you can no longer afford to. And remember, what we said is that you can choose to ignore reality, but the consequences, nobody can run away from consequences, because the consequences are as a result of something you did or did not do. So, what is it that you are avoiding? What is it that you are deliberately refusing to confront? And why do people avoid things? Fear. We are afraid. We are uncertain. There's so much uncertainty that you would rather just let me just leave you. Let what will be. And by the way, one of the sayings, I don't know where that saying came from. Maybe I need to really go and investigate. What will be. I don't like it. It doesn't make sense, and it is not true. What will be will not be. You have the responsibility. You have the responsibility to stand up and do something. And many people are avoiding because they are uncertain. I mean, but what really are we certain about? So why are you avoiding? Because, oh, you don't know how it will pan out. What are you really certain about? What are we really certain about? So why are you avoiding doing what you know you should do because you feel like you're uncertain? Sometimes people are overwhelmed, and so they rather just shove it aside. But it doesn't mean when you finish being overwhelmed, you have to come back and you have to face it. And the sad thing is that many time is going. Time does not wait. Time is not waiting. Write in the comment section. Time is not waiting for me. Time is not waiting. Every day we delay. Every day we delay. Every day time keeps moving, and the more we are elongating the days when we should have gotten to where we should be. Another reason why people avoid is comfort. You are too comfortable. You are too comfortable. Write your name and tell yourself, yes. You will say, Coach Chisi, but you don't know my life. Oh, there is no comfort at all. You are too comfortable. If you were not too comfortable in that thing, you would have found a way for us to begin to navigate out of it already. Another reason why people avoid is denial. Then this thing does not affect me. All these things that they are saying is not for me. It's not for people like me. It doesn't affect me. You lie. It affects you, and you know it does. And these are some of the reasons why people would rather avoid things than to face them on squarely. And you know what it is. So what is it that you are deliberately refusing to confront? What reality? Because the more you refuse to confront it, the more you are elongating your stay. Take your head out of the sand. Write in the comment section. Write your name. Take your head out of the sand. Face reality. Wake up and smell the coffee. Wake up and smell the coffee. What is the reality around you? What is it that you are refusing to confront? What is it that you know that you should be doing something about and you have refused to do something about it? And many people will say, oh, I don't know. Many people say no, they claim ignorance. Oh, I don't know, but you know. So there is a difference between ignorance and avoidance. Many people say, I don't know. But avoidance really is, I know, but I don't want to deal with it. I don't want to deal with it yet. And the reality is that many of us, we cannot claim ignorance. Can you claim ignorance? Write in the comment section. I cannot claim ignorance. You cannot claim ignorance. You know that your life should be at a certain point by now. You know it. You don't need a soothsayer. Not from your father's house, not from your mother's house. You know that by now there should be certain things that should be in place. You know, but yet you don't want to deal with it. You know that there are certain things that should have been in the bag by now. You know that there are certain points that on this journey that you should have gotten to by now. You know it. Today when you it. Now is the time when we deal with it. And there are several areas where many people would rather avoid. So there's the area of finances where we say, oh, don't worry, tomorrow we'll take care of itself. In the area of health, in the area of career, in the area of planning for retirement, in the area of having difficult conversations, in the area of personal growth. Maybe we rather say, okay, let's see how tomorrow will be. And then you say, let's see how tomorrow will be. Then next week, then it's in another month. Then before you know what's happening, 6 months, 1 year, and then before you know what's happening, 2 years, 5 years, 10 years, and what you know that you should be dealing with, what you know that you should be doing something about, somehow you have just closed your eyes, you have closed yourself to it. And now is the time when we must tell ourselves, not anymore. Not anymore. Now is the time. Now is the time when you must wake up. You must get your head out of the sand. You must face this, your reality square on. You must face it, and then you must do something about it. Now is the time. Please write in the comment section that now is the time. And the sad part of this thing is that many of us don't like where we are. Many of us don't like where we are. We know that we can be better. You know that you can do better. That is why I'm so bold to say that it is not ignorance. Your problem is not ignorance. Your problem is not ignorance. Or if it is, write in the comment section that, Coach Tracy, my problem is ignorance. Your problem is not ignorance. You know that you are unhappy with where you are. You are dissatisfied or unfulfilled with where you are. So what will it take? What will it take for you to begin to do something about it? And this is what this class is about. It's about calling you out. It's about getting you to confront your reality. It's about getting you to put your thinking cap on and say, what can we do differently? And how can we begin to navigate from here on out? Please write in the comment section that now is the time, because there is a cost. The longer we stay here without doing anything differently, the longer we elongate the time where we should have moved, and the more difficult we are making our work to be, because the older you are, the more difficult it is. That is the reality. And many of us, there are many things that we should have done in our 20s, in our 30s. We left it now, we're in our 40s, we're in our 50s. And then all of a sudden, what would have been so easy for you becomes so difficult. And there is a cost to it. We are delaying ourselves. The longer you are refusing to confront your reality, the longer you are refusing to wake up and do something about it, the longer you are delaying your progress, the longer you are missing opportunities. Because there's a thing that I always like to say: what you are looking for is also looking for you, not just this version of you. And so the longer it's taking for you to wake up and become the person that can enter into all the realities and to have all the outcomes that you desire, the more you are missing opportunities. And the more you are missing opportunities, the more you are becoming anxious. Oh, I'm getting older. Oh, this has not happened. The more you are becoming anxious, and then the more it's like a vicious circle. The more you are being delayed, the more you are missing opportunities, the more you are becoming more anxious, and the more the greater the consequences are for you later on. So there is a huge cost to avoiding. Please take your head out of the sand. Stop playing the ostrich, because that reality is there. It's not going away. That reality is there. It's not going away. So we need to wake up and we need to face this reality. Transformation only begins when you face your reality. Are you ready? Are you ready for transformation? Because we're going to look at how do we begin to face reality? How do we begin to move from here? How do we really take our head out of the sand? How do I position myself for better outcome? Because let me tell you, you are made for greatness. And I'm not saying this, I always say I'm not a motivational speaker. Don't look at me and say I'm not a motivational speaker. I'm here. Don't let my words fly over your head. You are here in this world to do great things. You are made for greatness. And no, I'm not talking to your neighbor, I'm talking to you. But the earlier we get up and we understand that there is work to be done, we face our reality, we take our heads out of the sand and we get to work. Because even if you ignore the reality, it is not going away. Even if you ignore your reality, it's not going away. And there are consequences later. But now we can start to do something about it. Are you ready? Are you ready for your transformation? That transformation can only start when you decided that let me face my reality. Let me do something about this thing. And we'll get to it in a minute. But I want us to be able to, how do we face reality? How do you face reality? So we're going to look at the face framework. Yes, I like using frameworks. If you've been in any of my classes, you will hear a lot of framework, because I find that they are easy for you to remember and that you are able to take away something tangible from the class. So face reality. So we're looking at the face framework. FACE. How do we begin to face our reality? Because that is the only way that our transformation can begin, and that is the only way that we will avoid consequences later. What you know you should be doing, in fact, what you know you should have done yesterday, you didn't do it yesterday. The next best time is now. And if you don't do it now, then there are consequences for later. So we must wake up and face reality. So how do we face reality? Face, FACE. The F is you need to face reality. Please write in the comment section. Write your name and say Tracy. Write your name and say face reality. Your reality is not going away. Your reality is that where you are, you don't like it. Well, your reality that where you are not you are not fulfilled. Your reality that where you are sad, you're frustrated. Your reality that you are not growing. Your reality that you are not healthy. Your reality is that you are broke. That is your reality. Wake up and face it and own it and say, this is where I am now. That does not mean that that is where you are going to. That does not mean that that is where you always be. But guess what? The first thing you need to do is to face your reality. You have become aware. Stop pretending. Stop denying. We have this thing that we do. Oh, all is well. Even when you know that all is not well, we say all is well. I know it's by faith. But at a point, you need to sit down with yourself. And if you've been in any of my classes, I always say this, that the worst kind of deception is self-deception. So don't deceive yourself. Don't deceive yourself. Sit down in your quiet place and don't pretend. Be honest with yourself. Stop denying. Don't minimize. Don't say, it's just that, is this small? Don't minimize anything. Face your reality. Don't minimize and ask yourself the question, what is it that I already know? What do I already know? What about my situation, about my circumstance, about my situation? What do I already know? And what is the truth that I've been avoiding? Face reality. Face your reality. What is it that you need to look in the face to face? I'm telling you that if you don't do this, you cannot have any hope of moving past that point. So wake up and smell your own coffee. Tell yourself, Tracy, this is where I am. Oh, I do this and this and this is not going well. I don't like it. I'm broke. I'm angry. I'm frustrated. I'm sad. I'm unfulfilled, and I'm not seeing any hope in this place. Face it. This is where I am. This is what I know. Can you get a book out? Face your reality, right? What do I know? What as I'm here, I don't need a soothsayer to tell me. Say to yourself, what do I already know? Itemize it. What have you been avoiding? Allow yourself, write it out. What is it that I already know about my situation? Whether I like it or I don't like it, write it down and face your reality. The next thing you must do is you must accept responsibility. This is very important. Please write in the comment section. Accept responsibility. The responsibility is yours. It's not your father's own. It's not your mother's own. It's not your president's own. It's not your governor's own. It's not your big brother. It's nobody's own. It is your responsibility. You see how all those things, that reality that you face, all those truths you already know. You already know them. Then accept that this is my responsibility. Tell yourself that if it is to be, if this my reality is to change, then it's up to me. Accept responsibility. And I'll touch on, I always speak and I always talk to the people who are employees, are in a 9 to 5. I feel I understand those people. I understand if you're in a 9 to 5, you're an employee, an entrepreneur, career professional, whether you work for an individual, you work for an organization, you work for the government, all of us, why you are inside. Many times, many of us are looking out. We have refused to accept any form of responsibility for where we are and for the outcomes that we currently have. So you find people say, yes, those people in that place, they don't like Yoruba people, or they don't like they are victimized, not because we are thief people. They are, we make all those statements and we completely abdicate responsibility. Oh, my boss doesn't like me. Oh, this one. And I'm always quick to remind every employee, your organization is not your problem. Your boss is not your problem. Yes, you will say, Coach Tracy, you don't know my boss. My boss is wicked. The man is very wicked. The man is out for my blood. Your boss is not your problem. See, when you have faced your reality, you need to accept responsibility. Stop trading blames up and down. Stop blaming people. Stop blaming timing. Stop blaming circumstances. Stop blaming things. Oh, it was because it rained. Oh, it was because my father didn't leave an inheritance. Oh, it was because my senior brother didn't give me note to go and see the Senate president. All that you need to discard them. Accept responsibility. Accept, because your future will only respond to responsibility. Write it down. My future will only respond when I take responsibility. So when you write down what you know, your reality as it is, you say it as it is, then you will take responsibility. You accept responsibility. That see this my reality. If it is to change, then it's up to me. Dear employee, please listen to me very, very well. If your situation must change, then it's up to you. If you do nothing, nothing will change. And herein is the place where all of us bury our heads in the sand and we just hope for the best. We just pray and hope for the best. I made a post today. I say being hopeful as an attitude is a wonderful thing, but being hopeful as a strategy doesn't work. I saw it somewhere and I just love the quote. Hope as an attitude is wonderful. It's a superpower because that hope, even the Bible says that hope will make your heart not to faint. But when that hope becomes a strategy, oh, you will not do anything differently because you are hoping. Hope is not a strategy. Hope is good for an attitude. Hope is not a strategy. So you must accept responsibility. You must take it. Is this thing is up to me. For it to come out differently is up to me. You must take responsibilities. While looking at the face framework, we've looked at F. F is face reality. Then A is accept responsibility. C is you need to create a plan. You need to create a plan. I heard Coach Wendy say today, she said that anything that will change responds to a plan. Anything that you want to change responds to a plan. You cannot go about and be planless and hope and pray that things will change. They will not. What is your plan? Write your name in the comment section and say, what is your plan? What is your plan? Many of us are in a places that we don't like. We are not okay. We are not satisfied. We are not fulfilled. We are not okay. But there is no plan. How can things change? Anything that must change will only respond to a plan. You cannot go and be doing it haphazardly and just be going and be saying, okay, let's see how it goes. Anything that must change must respond to a plan. So ask yourself, what is your plan? Avoidance, that burying your head in the sand, it thrives when there is no roadmap. There is no plan. There is no compass. There is nothing. Avoidance will thrive in the place where there is no roadmap. There is no plan. There is no blueprint. Ask yourself, for this thing that I wrote, this reality that I wrote down, and I've accepted responsibility. So what needs to happen? What do I need to do? What is my next step? What resources do I need? Who do I need? What do I need? Where do I need to go? What do I need to start doing? You must create a plan. Create a plan. Write in the comment section. Create a plan. Create a plan. What is your plan? You must create a plan. Ask yourself, what is your plan? What is your plan? Write in the comment section and ask yourself, what is my plan? What is your plan? What is your plan? You must have a plan. Anything that you don't have a plan for, anything that you have not planned for cannot change. The E on the face, FSE. So we're looking at the face framework. F is face reality. A is accept responsibility. C is create a plan. And E now is execute consistently. Sometimes we know what to do. Sometimes we have done this, we just tell ourselves that, okay, you just have a thing in your head, and anything that you've not written down, their wishes, their hopes, their dreams, anything that is in your head that you have not written down is not a plan. So you just tell yourself in your head, okay, this is what I want to do, and then you just go, then one day you do it, then the next day you will not do it. You must tell yourself, for you to have faced your reality and accepted responsibility and created a plan, then the next thing you must do is to execute consistently. Even don't wait for the day when you can do one big thing. Execute consistently, because small actions, when they are repeated consistently, that is what will create a change. Action, the antidote to avoidance. You know that not doing anything, just hoping that everything somehow will turn out okay. The antidote, the medicine for avoidance is action. So take action. Take action. Please write in the comment section. I will take action. I will take action. Hmm. I will take action. So, what is the real cost of burying your head in the in burying your head in the sand? The problem is that many of us, when you know, just imagine that you have buried your head in the sand, and this your big body is outside, and you know that as your head is in the sand, is in the dark, and whatever you keep in the dark, whatever you have ignored, whatever the reality that you have refused to face, whatever you ignore will continue to increase in size, increase in size, and increase in size, and the consequences are coming. And that's what I want to call to for you to remember, call to your consciousness this evening, is that whatever you do or don't do, the consequences are coming. Are you ready? Whatever you do or you don't do, you know, there are positive consequences and there are negative consequences here. So whatever you do or you don't do, the consequences are coming. And guess what? The future consequences are being created today. The future consequences are being created today. And I'll give you an example. Many of us are waiting until things become urgent. Things become urgent and important. That's when we take action. You know, for instance, I think I've given this example before, but it just makes sense because it's easy for you to relate to it. So you know that your health is important, right? You should be healthy, you should be fit, you should do some exercise, you should eat right. All of us know. That's why I said that our problem is not ignorance. Do we know everything? You don't know everything, but what you should know to get started, you know it. The only what remains is that you know it, but you are not getting started. So many of you, we all know that we need to be healthy, especially as you are growing older. You need to do exercise, you need to eat right, you need to rest well. We know all the basic things that we should do. And your health is important. Everybody knows that your health is important. But why is it that many of us don't pay attention to that? Until then you have a scare, maybe something happens and there's a scare, then you go to the hospital, and then you now begin to, it has become urgent and important. It has become an emergency. Don't wait until your situation becomes an emergency for you to take action. Another example is I like to give, which is easy for employees to relate to, is that every employee knows, you know, that as surely as you have an entry date, you have an exit date. You know, as surely as you have an entry date, you have an exit date. Everybody knows. So far that the way you are working is not your father's company, you know that one day you are leaving that place. But many people know, but they are waiting until it becomes an emergency, until you receive a letter, until something happens before you begin to take action that you know you should take. And this is why I said that what you are avoiding to do today becomes an emergency tomorrow, and there are consequences are coming. Do something today. Please help me write in the comment section. Write your name and say, do something today. Don't let it become an emergency before you begin to take action. Because what you avoid doing today surely will become an emergency tomorrow. And if you are an employee, you must begin to think these things. It doesn't matter. It was at the Let's Upgrade workshop. We had PSO speak in the first session, and he told us he was at CBN for 5 years. He told himself, not 5 years. He got in and he told himself that after 5 years, my plan. Remember, we said you need to face your reality and create a plan. Create a plan. Face your reality, accept responsibility, create a plan, and begin to move on it. PSO told us that he got into CBN and told himself that I'm not going to stay here beyond 5 years. Guess what? At the end of 4, he left. He was ready and he left. He was ready and he left. And many times, many people get into such spaces, many employees, and I'm talking to you, if you work for somebody, you work for an organization, you work for the government, you are in the same boat. Many times we are waiting. Oh, you know that time is coming. That time is coming. Ronke says that entry and exit, it scares me a lot, to be sincere. No, it's not meant to scare us. Remember that we say we need to face our reality. We need to be aware. You need to face it, because this is the reality. And this is where many of us hide our heads in the sand. We want to pretend like it doesn't exist. It's coming. And all of a sudden, you have done 5 years, but you know that exit date is coming. It's coming. It's either going to be that you are given a letter termination. It's going to be that there is a restructuring that, and then maybe your role is no longer there. It's going to be that you are retired, you have to go, or it's going to be by your own volition. That is by your own, or by your own choice. But anyway, that date is coming. But many of us would rather hide our heads in the sand and pretend like, oh, you have done 5 years. You know how many is left. You know how many is left. Even if you're going to assume that you're going to go all the way and go to 60 years or 35 years, which is fine. The whole essence is not to say, oh, give you a time. No, it's for you to decide that, oh, this is my timeline. But many of us know that date is coming, but we hide our heads in the sand. We don't want to confront that reality. But the fact that you are not confronting that reality doesn't mean that that reality less of a reality, or that it's going to go away. As a matter of fact, that reality is not going anywhere. You need to confront it, because this is your reality. And then many times, many people don't confront it, and then all of a sudden 10 years have gone, all of a sudden 20 years have gone, and then all of a sudden, and for some people, a really nasty all of a sudden is that you need to confront it, and it is here, and you need to deal with it. And then we avoid doing the things that we should do until it becomes an emergency. Not anymore. If you didn't hear anything from me tonight, tell yourself that what you must hear from me is that you must stop avoiding, or else it becomes an emergency, and you don't want that. You need to wake up and face your reality. That is why I say write your name and write it there, that I need to face my reality. And this is not to scare anybody. I've seen it, I've interacted, I have counseled, I've been in spaces with people who didn't face this reality, and this reality was forced upon them, and it became an emergency. And that is what you don't want. And this is what you must take away from this class. Whatever you need to do, you need to face that reality so it doesn't become an emergency. You're avoiding it, it's not doing yourself any good. That date is coming. And you can superimpose this thing on anything in your life, and you can impose on anything in your life. The reality is that whatever you are choosing to avoid, reality that is coming, and then it becomes an emergency. Whatever you avoid today, you refuse to face today, it becomes tomorrow's emergency, and you don't want that. And if you are an employee, now I've been talking to employees, if you are an employee and you are over 40, your own is that there is fire on the mountain. You need to run. If you're hearing me, you are an employee, you are over 40, you need to run. We listen to PSO that I said he spoke at the Let's Upgrade workshop, right? He was barely, I think, 27 or 28, I think he said, when he joined the CBN, and told himself in 5 years, and in 4 years he was out. So you need to begin to ask yourself these questions and say, what is my reality? I need to wake up and smell. What if your role disappears? What if your company says that, oh, we're doing some restructuring and we don't want to do this business anymore, and all of a sudden your role disappears? Reality that it has happened to someone that I know, and he was forced out of the system because all of a sudden the company said, okay, this is not our core competency. Yes, we have been doing this thing for several years. We have been doing this aspect for several years, but this is not our core competency. We don't really want to focus on this. We want to go back to our core competency. All of a sudden, that role disappeared. And this person has built certification, has done this one, has done that one. All of a sudden, that role disappears. What do you do? And these are some of the realities that we must wake up and face before they become an emergency. That is my message for you tonight. Before it becomes an emergency, wake up and smell the coffee. And waiting is dangerous. Don't stop waiting. Nah, yes, I'm waiting. What are you waiting for? Oh, let this thing happen. Let this thing happen. The future belongs to people who are prepared. Write it down. The future only belongs to people who are prepared. How prepared are you? How prepared are you? If all of a sudden things change, how prepared are you? Dear employee, I'm talking to you. How prepared are you? The future only belongs to people who are prepared. And let me tell you that what you know is already enough for you to get started. You don't need more motivation. You just need to move. Please write in the comment section. Please, I need to see everybody's comment in the comment section. I need to move. And I'm talking to myself as well. I need to move. You need to move. You don't need more motivation. What you need is action. What you need is to begin to move. I need to move. Right? Please write in the comment section. I need to move. You need to move. This is what we must do. Stop waiting. Stop waiting. Take action. Stop waiting. Take action. And the thing is that many of us is the courage. The problem is that is the courage to confront that reality. But you must tell yourself that my excuses have to end. Because in reality, everything that we say, and let me say that your excuses may be valid, but they don't bring results. And it's just the truth. Your excuses can be valid, yes, but they don't bring results. Oh, I was supposed to do this thing, but then it rained, and because of that, I didn't do the thing I was supposed to do. Okay, it's good, it's true, it rained. But the reality is that the result that you're supposed to get, you can never get it because you allowed because of that your valid excuse. So we need to find a way to go beyond our valid excuses and still demand for that movement, demand for the result from ourselves. And this is why many people will get stuck. It is not enough. It is good for you to know, but it is not enough. Knowing is good. And that is why I said that you already know enough to get started, to start moving. And that is why you need to tell yourself that you need to move. You need to move. Let me tell you what happens when you finally confront that reality. When you wake up and allow yourself to stand face to face with your reality. Let me tell you what happens, because this is what happens to me. You get clarity. Nobody can. All of a sudden, there is this audacity around you because you are clear, because you have finally confronted, you have faced that reality, you have accepted responsibility, you have done something and you are moving. Guess what happens when you begin to confront that reality? When you begin to take your head out of the sand, guess what? You begin to have clarity. All of a sudden, you begin to know where you should be going, what you should be doing per time that will align to where you are going. And because you have that clarity, it's just like somebody who is going, you are going somewhere and you have been on that journey before, so you know the road, right? So you're not going tentatively because the road is clear to you. You have a clear roadmap. You are going with confidence. You are not going tentatively. You are going with confidence. And this is what happens to you when you wake up and face your reality. And your reality is that wherever you are, it may not be palatable, it may not be the best, but this is your reality and you have accepted it. But beyond accepting it, remember that you have accepted responsibility, you have created a plan, and you are moving. And because you are moving, there is momentum. You are seeing yourself. No matter, and that's why we say that small actions will create the big changes that you want. Because even if it's 10 minutes, whatever you are doing, because you are moving, you are seeing momentum. And that's why I say that you will see yourself becoming a better version, a higher version. You will see yourself operating at realms that you didn't even think were possible for you, because you woke up and you faced your reality. Dear employee, I'm talking to you. You need to wake up and face your reality. That place where you are, that big title that you have, the big car, the big office, the power, the influence that you have, it is not always going to be there. And when it is no longer there, then what? This is your reality now. But if it is no longer there, what is it about you? Or is that all there is to you? This is all that there is to you. Then when it goes away, because there is an exit date, it's going away. One day it will no longer be there. One day it will no longer be there. If you worked in an organization, you would know. Let's say you have been there for 10 years. The people that were orgas when you got in at year one Are they still the people that are still there at year 10 or year 15 or year 20? No, something happened. There has been a shift. And it's the same thing for you. Once you are getting there, one day you are going to have to give way. Then what? I need to tell you that there is freedom on the other side of responsibility. When you are able to take responsibility, accept your responsibility, then you are able to unlock the keys to your next level. The why you have buried your head in the sand, you have refused to accept, to face your reality, and this is why you are being locked in at that level, because the universe is waiting for you to do something, to unlock your next level, to wake up and face your reality and understand that there is more to you. And this is why I say I'm not a motivational speaker. I'm not here to motivate you. I'm here to tell you that where you are now is your least level. This is the least that you can be. There is more. But then there is work to be done. There is what you need to do. There is work to be done. Are you ready to do what it takes? Are you ready to do the work? Are you ready to accept responsibility? Are you ready to go all the way for yourself? And I see that this is your life. We're not talking about somebody, we're not talking about an abstract human being or abstract person's life. This is your life. And if you know that there can be more to you, if you know that there are levels more that you can ascend, and I always say that this is with very deep respect for the levels that you have gotten to. I know those levels can never be minimized, but I'm here to remind you that whatever level it is that you think you've gotten to, there is more. Can you accept that? Can we work with that there is more? That you can do, you can be so much more, you can have so much more, that you can enter into higher realms and higher territories and cover greater grounds. You can do and be and have so much more. But there is work to be done. But you must understand that on this journey, you cannot go alone. Going alone is hard. If you are committed to your growth, if you are committed to having better and greater outcomes, you must understand that growth is accelerated through accountability when you belong to a community. And this is where I want to remind you that if you are not on our online communities, please join our online communities on Facebook, on Instagram, on TikTok, right here on YouTube. If you are here, please go ahead and just subscribe, click the subscribe button. Every day we are sharing engaging and enriching content that will help you on your journey of growth and of personal development. And so you must understand that you cannot go alone. So join a community that is created to help you, not just you in isolation, to help you in the community of so many other people who are going on the same journey as you are, to be able to have the outcomes that you desire. And this is why the advanced lounge exists. And then if you are an employee, if you are in paid employment, I want to invite you to join the exit strategy program for employees. We have put together a system. We have put together a system created and curated for the employee, because I have come to understand that many employees know what they should do, but then there is no system that actually helps them to do it. So we've created a system that will help you to be able to grow, to be able to go along on your journey, to have the outcomes, to create the kind of life, the outcomes that you would want to have, to be able to get you to create your own blueprint, your own roadmap. We said that avoidance thrives where there is no roadmap. For you to create your own roadmap based on your own timeline, to be able to say, this is where I want to be, and to be able to move and execute on that timeline. And that is why we created the exit strategy program for employees. Just imagine yourself. The program is for 1 year, for 12 months. So just imagine yourself that every day you are becoming better, every week, every month, and then for a whole year. So imagine what happens if you finally are able to get yourself into a place where you are doing that in a structured manner, understanding that this is the end I have in mind, and being able to have the accountability, have the mentorship, have the hand holding, have the guidance to do the things that you do to create a life beyond where you are that will give you the exact outcomes that you want, and so that you can stop waiting, and start executing now. I find that many people need to take better advantage of where they are now and begin to create and execute and begin to move on whilst they are still where they are, so that they are building, so that you are building beyond your job to have, these are the outcomes that I want. So that even if the exit comes, not if, sorry, I'll correct myself, so that even when the exit comes, you know that you are good and ready. So the exit strategy program for employees is for you, for every employee. Is for 12 months. Is a paid program, mentoring and coaching program, where you are able to create and curate the outcomes you want for your future. And so I invite you to join us. The program starts on July the 20th, less than a month now. So join us so that you can begin to build options beyond your job, so that you can be able to increase your value and your relevance, so that you can take everything that you know, your experiences, your skills, your knowledge, you're able to take it and you're able to create carefully something, create and prepare intentionally for the future, and develop and create a life that is driven by strategy rather than waiting for something, for an emergency to happen before you begin to take action. Because the goal is to beyond just knowing better, the goal is to do better. So I want to invite you to join the exit strategy program for employees. And as I mentioned, the program starts on July the 20th, and we hope that as many employees, so that we can have people who are not just confused, who are not just sad, who are not just unsure, but you will now begin to find yourself in the place, because you have clarity, you have confidence, you have control over your timeline. And guess what? You can sit and say, okay, I can give myself 5 years timeline, or 10 years, or 20 years, or whatever years it is that you want. And then you can begin to create, you have a roadmap that ensures that at the end of that 5 or 10 or 15 or whatever number of years, that you have the exact outcome that you want, and that you can decide at that point, not somebody deciding for you. You can decide at that point that this is exactly what I want to be doing at this point of my life. So this is, I look forward to receiving you into the exit strategy program for employees. Please take advantage of that. That is created especially for the employees. Everybody who works for an individual, if you work for an individual, get into the program. If you work for the government, get into the program. If you work for an organization, get into the program, so that you can create the future where you have control. Many of us have no control. So we're waiting for the boss, we're waiting for the employee. And then what happens is that you are angry, you think that everybody is after you. How about you create the future where the outcomes are in your hands, that you can decide for yourself and by yourself exactly what you want, and then we are here to help you to achieve that. So the ostrich effect, you need to take your head out of the sand. You need to understand that what your reality is. You need to understand what your reality is, and know that you cannot escape your reality. And if you don't wake up, if you continue to ignore that reality, you cannot escape the consequences. The consequences are coming, but we can create a future where we have positive consequences, where we know that because we have done what we need to do, we can be expectant of the positive consequences that will come. So thank you again so much for joining us tonight. It has been an amazing time as we unpacked the ostrich effect. And if you don't take anything away from this class, you need to face reality. You need to face your reality. What is your reality? You need to face your reality. You need to accept responsibility for that reality. You need to create a plan. If you don't create a plan, any outcome that you want, if you don't have a plan for it, it doesn't get done. If you don't have a plan for it, it's not coming. So you need to create a plan, and then you need to execute consistently on that plan. And the advanced lounge exists to partner with you to create the outcomes that you want, to partner with you to create the outcomes that you want. Because guess what? The future, your future is in your hands. You need to accept that responsibility. I need to do something about it. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining. Thank you, Ronke. Thank you so much for being here. I've seen you. I was seeing your comments in the comment section. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you, everybody. I saw your comments in the comment section. Thank you for keeping energy in the room. It has been an amazing 1 hour or so, and I'm so glad that you could make it out here tonight. If you've not joined our online communities, please go ahead and do so. We have the links in the comment section. Please go ahead and click the link. Join our online communities on Facebook, on Instagram, on Twitter, and on TikTok. Please join us. We are spreading the news that every employee, you can be where you are now, but you can stand exactly where you are now, and you can create the future of your dreams. You can have exactly the kind of life you want, but you need to start taking action now. And we hope that you will join us in the exit strategy program for employees. Details are on the screen. Details are also in the comment section. Register now. You can lock in your spot with 20,000 naira, but you must pay the full course fee before induction on July the 20th. So we look forward to receiving you into the exit strategy program for employees. That program goes live on July 20th, and we look forward to having you in the program. I can assure you that it's going to be very, very life transforming. You are going to see yourself in a whole new dimensions, and more importantly, you're going to develop the clarity, the confidence, the audacity, the boldness, and the control to be in to put yourself right where you want to be, and to have exact outcomes that you want to have. So I look forward to you registering for that program, and of course I look forward to seeing you right here next week, Thursday at 8 p.m. when we have another edition of the Advanced Lounge Weekly Live Webinar. Thank you so much for being here. Please do well to share the link for the classes. Everybody can catch a replay. And please also do well to share the details for the exit strategy program to your colleagues, to your family members, and let's get everyone into the program, because the reality is that you can be so much more, and that should not scare you. That should excite you. You can be so much more, but then there is work to be done. But you don't need to do it alone. We are here to partner with you, so that we can do it faster and easier. You can go faster and easier. Thank you so much, everybody. I thank you for the love in the comment section. Thank you so much, everybody. Have a wonderful evening. I'll see you next week, Thursday at 8 p.m. for another edition of the Advanced Lounge Weekly Live Webinar. Till then, know that you can be so much more, and that I'm rooting for you always. Good night, everyone.